This video is for solo play. I do highly recommend watching the main how to play video first to familiarise yourself with the bulk of the rules, such as the main actions and turn order, as this video won't cover everything, only solo setup and gameplay. In the STAG solo mode, you'll be playing against 3 other Automaton players, who will be combined to become one main opponent. Firstly, we'll put together the main board. The bottom of the board is made up of 4 sections. Match up the letters and connect the pieces to make the circle base. Then place the alignment hex in the middle of the board. Next, place the circle board with the pupa slots on top, and then the smaller circle board with the beetle slots, followed by the last golden layer. Make sure you align all the rectangle slots in the middle and insert the beetle centerpiece. This will help the board rotate and stay aligned. In no particular order, place all the pupa trait tokens in the middle ring and also fill up the diamond slots with the point tokens. Lastly, place the 5 large point tokens in the middle of the board. Place your resources so they're easily accessible. Choose your player colour and give yourself an action mat and 2 card mats, which you'll place one above the other. You should also have your 5 action tiles, starting with the player colour face up. Next, place your grub, pupa and beetle tokens on the card mats, keeping the 1 pips on the first mat and the 2 pips on the second. Then pop your pink cubes at the start of the left tracks and the black cubes at the start of the right tracks. Place the Automaton and solo turn order player aids next to your action mat. I'd recommend having a standard player aid present also. Line up the other coloured grub, pupa and beetle tokens and place to one side. Put 3 tracker cubes from each colour into an opaque bag to be ready to be drawn from. Place 2 pink cubes and 6 black cubes to one side. These will be used in showdowns. Pop the trait tracker next to the main board using the 2-player side. Place one of your player cubes and a pink cube at the bottom of each trait tracker. The Automaton opponents are combined as one on the trait tracker and will use the pink cubes. Boons for being the highest position on the trackers do not apply in the solo mode. Shuffle the beetle cards with the navy back and deal 2 to yourself, placing the rest of the deck face down. Shuffle the pink backed starter beetle cards and the green backed objective cards into separate decks. Take 1 of each and return the rest to the box. You should have your showdown token and also your starting resources, which are 10 eggs, 2 water and 2 wood. You are now ready to begin play. In the first round, you start with 2 grubs already on the board. Remove one of your grub tokens from your player mat and replace with a pink starting card. Then place the grub token on the outer circle of the main board. The grub must be placed on a space that has the matching symbol to the one shown on the card. Then choose one of the 2 cards in your hand. Pay the egg cost and place in your second card mat. You'll need to place the second grub token on the board, again matching the trait symbol. After you've placed your grubs, you'll need to place the Automaton's 6 grubs on the board. For each grub, we'll draw a beetle card to determine where it will be placed on the board. Starting from your 1-pip grub and moving clockwise, place the grub by the closest pupa trait token that matches the symbol on the card just drawn. So in this case, we've pulled a blue mandible symbol, and we've placed the grub here. If that slot is blocked with another grub, continue clockwise to the next matching token. Then return the card to the bottom of the deck and repeat the process for the remaining grubs, beginning each search from the last placed grub. Turn order is almost exactly the same as the main game, but the Automaton adds a new stage in the turn order, which happens after you collect your resources and before flipping your fed beetles. This is called the Automaton draw. This stage triggers different actions and token placements for the Automaton. You'll be drawing cubes from the bag and placing them on the Automaton card. First, you'll need to assign a column for each colour on the player aid. It's best to use the order you chose in the setup. So in this example, purple, green, then blue. Draw a cube and place it on the card. The tokens that are placed when triggered are shown on the left-hand side. Tokens should always be added in order, so the 1-pip first, then the 2-pip. If the token can't be placed because they're on the board already or the space is blocked, place the token shown in brackets instead. Secondary actions are also triggered if the cube covers an icon within the square. When this symbol is triggered, you place a pupa matching the colour of the cube drawn. Place the 1 pip pupa first and place it next to the 1 pip grub. If the 1 pip is already on the board, place the 2 pip. And if both are on the board, place the token shown in brackets. If there is a pupa trait token on the board where you are placing, remove it and keep it next to the automaton's token supply. Then move the pink cube up 1 space on the trait tracker on the matching track. In this example, it's the colouring track. Lastly, return the grub back to the supply. When this symbol is triggered, you place a grub matching the colour of the cube drawn. To determine placement, much like the initial grub placement, you'll draw a card. Then, moving clockwise from your 1 pip grub, find the nearest pupa trait token that matches the card's symbol and place the grub next to it. Then return the card to the bottom of the deck. If your 1 pip grub isn't on the board as a starting point, use your 2 pip grub. And if neither are on the board, start from one of the automaton's 1 pip grubs. If the slot is blocked by another grub, continue clockwise to the next matching pupa trait token. If there are no pupa trait tokens that match your card exactly, with the right colour and symbol, place the grub next to the nearest token with just the same symbol. If none match on the board, draw a new card. When this symbol is triggered, you place a beetle matching the colour of the cube drawn. Using the 1 pip beetle first, place it next to the 1 pip pupa. The automaton's beetles are considered fed as soon as you place the token, so be sure to place them pre-flipped with the symbol facing up. If it's the first beetle to be placed there, pick up the point token and place it in the automaton supply. Please note that on the automaton card there is an action that requires placing a pupa and a grub, in that order. The only action that isn't related to adding a token on the board is this symbol. When this is triggered, move up the automaton's lowest trait tracker cube 1 space. If they are all equal, then draw a beetle card to determine the trait and return to the bottom of the deck. For the first 9 rounds, you'll draw 1 cube at each automaton draw stage, and the card will slowly fill up. Once the first section is filled, and you've run out of cubes, you'll need to reset. Remove the cubes from the card and put them back into the bag. From now until the end of the game, you'll be using the bottom section of the card, and will be drawing 2 cubes. You will resolve them one at a time, so you place the first cube, resolve its actions fully, and then place the second cube and resolve those actions. When checking for a showdown, if the automaton gains the lone beetle bonus or the fed beetle bonus, simply draw a card to determine which trait they will gain. If there are 2 or more fed beetles, a showdown will occur. Please note that a showdown can occur without involving you. If you are involved, firstly you must choose whether to fight or forage in this showdown. For each automaton beetle opponent in the showdown, add 3 black cubes and 1 pink cube in an opaque bag. Then blindly draw 1 cube per beetle opponent from the bag to determine the automaton's decision. If a black cube is drawn, they forage, and if a pink cube is drawn, they fight. The outcomes of the showdowns are much the same as in the main game. Check the player aid or rulebook for the showdown outcomes. If the automaton gains or loses any traits, they always receive or lose them before you gain or lose yours. If a 3-way showdown occurs, the automaton opponents are combined and are viewed as one when the automaton receives a fight showdown outcome. So if a single pink cube is drawn in a 3-way showdown and you have foraged, the automaton gains the points and 1 trait. If more than 1 fight outcome is revealed, the points are discarded and the automaton only loses 1 trait. If only black cubes are drawn in a 3-way and you also forage, the automaton would receive their split of the points, 4 points in total, but would only gain 2 traits. When the automaton gains or loses a trait through a showdown, draw a card to determine which trait they will gain or lose. Repeat this for each trait gained. Then return the card to the bottom of the deck. The game ends right after the last showdown has concluded and all the large point tokens have gone. Count up all your points using the score sheet and see which tier you find yourself in. Will you get a participation award or perhaps become a Stag Lord? And that's Stag Solo. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, comment below. Bye!